Channel 2 News continues with Chief Meteorologist Mike Alger's Pinpoint 2 forecast, broadcast certified by the American Meteorological Society.
We had a little bit of rain last night. Most of what we saw in town here was actually just kind of blowing in off the mountains, and then by this afternoon, even those light showers were disappearing. Mountains beginning to break up some of their clouds that they had. They were socked in up on the peaks here, but most of the snow itself that fell, and it ranged from a couple of inches in some of the passes and some chain controls earlier today to as much as 4 to 6 inches of snow once you got south of Tahoe. Right now, things have quieted down pretty much regionally. We're at 47 degrees at our location here at the airport. At the top of the hour, 45% humidity. Dew point's been up in the mid to upper 20s all day long. Barometer now is rising, and our winds have backed off a little bit. They're now to the north-northwest at 7 miles per hour. High temperature of 57 degrees today was actually 2 below average. We're finally having a cooler than average day, but that's not going to last long. Tomorrow we're going to be right back up another couple of degrees here. 43 was our low last night. We should get a little bit cooler tonight. If you look at what's going on, it's actually coming in waves. Now the overall flow, instead of a great big ridge of high pressure that's lifted up, we've got almost what we call a zonal flow. That's a flow coming in off the ocean, and if you look at the jet stream at this point, it's kind of flowing in almost right on top of us here. It's really not producing a whole lot at this point. And right now we got a little bit of a bump here. We got a little low pressure system up here now, kind of approaching the Pacific Northwest. It is going to drag this tail end of the cold front across into the mountains by tomorrow. That means probably by tomorrow afternoon, if you watch what happens up here, we'll see some showers beginning to develop, and some of them may pop over. We got a cold pool of air sort of left over from the last front, so we might see some isolated showers. You can see there isn't a whole lot. And then after tomorrow night, it pretty well clears out. We start to build that ridge back up. Jet stream pops up into Washington State, northern Oregon perhaps, and by Wednesday we'll be mostly clear here and probably clear into the weekend with a warming trend that'll be very, very noticeable. Tomorrow, just a few degrees warmer than today. We'll see 50s or 60s in the southern half of the state, depending on your location. Northern part of the state, again, nobody getting all that cold. Elko and Eureka might get to or below the freezing mark, but we'll see 50s for your highs up there, warming up into the low, maybe even some mid-60s in the west. I think we'll be just about 60 degrees here in Reno tomorrow. Actually, a degree warmer in Carson City. Overnight lows will be in the 30s, and then up at the Lake Tahoe area, you'll be looking at highs somewhere in the mid-30s with lows down in the 20s. Your neighborhoods at this point, again, unless you're at Galena, you probably won't get down to the freezing mark. It'll be cooler than last night, not unusually so for this time of year. High temperatures, upper 50s into the low 60-degree range. So Tahoe, we will see a fair amount of cloudiness, maybe an isolated shower here and there. High of 53. Winds won't be as strong as today. 10 to 15 though out of the southwest. For the Reno area, we'll look for mostly cloudy skies. West winds for us 10 to 15, maybe a 20% chance is all we're going to get of a shower tomorrow. Our high tomorrow 60, warms up quickly, 67 on Wednesday, sunny on Thursday, 72, 77 by Friday, and even though we back off a few degrees, weekend's going to be warm, it's going to be dry, and we may see some clouds coming in here for the first part of next week, but nothing at this point that's really going to add. It's really too late in the year anyway. We might, you can see some wet Aprils around here that might make a very small difference, but be unusual for it to be an amount enough to really do much to the drought.
I had some hope. I went over the pass today and there was a dusting.
We had some new snow up there. That's, like you say, psychologically it's fun. It's not really going to help the water, I'm afraid.
All right. Thanks, Mike.